Hello, my name is Janette Lane, and I'm a craft designer here at CraftStash. In this video, I'm sharing a card that was featured in Simply Cards and Paper Craft issue 174. For the full instructions, check out the magazine issue at craftstash.co.uk or at a magazine stand near you. So for this tutorial, I'm using the Couture Creations GoPress and foil machine. It's actually really easy to work with. I was happily surprised. I know it can look a little bit intimidating, but it was really easy, and all you do is just turn it on, add your hot foil stamp, your die, or your embossing folder, and also some foil, and then your paper to transfer your design onto, and then you let that just warm up. And once it's warmed up, once the platform is warmed up, you just pull off the whole thing and run it through your die cutting machine. Now you're going to want to refer to your manufacturer guide to see if it's compatible with the GoPress platform, but for most die cutting machines it is compatible, so you should be just fine. As you can see, my embossing folder design, which is from the Christina Griffiths Card Making Magic collection, transferred pretty well onto my card. Some of the edges didn't transfer particularly well, but that was most likely because I didn't let my foil heat up enough, and I honestly don't mind the uneven edges. I think it adds a little bit of a handmade look to my design, a little bit of character, you might say. So next I'm going to foil some vellum using my Thinking of You hot foil stamp, and we have an incredible selection to choose from at CraftStash, so please make sure to check the product links below. I really love the look of gold on vellum, and if you happen to not have a GoPress machine, no worries, you can heat emboss with the embossing folder and also the hot foil stamp. So for the embossing folder, all you would need is to press your embossing ink pad directly onto your folder, run it through your die cutting machine, and then sprinkle your embossing powder on it and shake off the excess, and then heat your powder. Now with the hot foil stamp, you can load that up with embossing ink as well. So just press the embossing ink pad all over your stamp and then press your paper onto the hot foil stamp, and this is going to transfer that ink over, and then you can heat emboss as usual. Now that I've foiled my background and foiled my sentiment, I'm doing a bit of matting and layering so that my sentiment Thinking of You can really stand out. And I always tend to eyeball my matting and layering, but if you want to be precise, you can use a ruler or even a layering guide, which you can find on most popular crafting mats. Let me know in the comments below if you kind of eyeball your layering and matting, or if you're super precise with it. I want to know. I really love learning about, what you like to do and how you craft as well. Plus, it's great to share ideas. So I have all of my main card front pieces ready to go, but before I mount them into place, I want to add a little bit of color to the edges with some Tim Holtz Distress inks. And I like using the mini applicator blending tool, but you can use a smoothie or your favorite blender. And I like to ink my edges because it really emphasizes all the different layers in the card that you're making, but I think it's a great effect to add to your paper crafts. And I'm also going to be inking some white paper flowers. And the thing that I love about these paper flowers, I use them in a lot of my projects, and that's because they're the perfect embellishment, because you can really customize them, so you can ink them to the color that you would like, but you can also emboss them and add extra texture to your projects, and you can also put little rhinestones or pearls, self-adhesive gems in the centers to really bling them up. Now that my inking is done, it's time to assemble my card. But first, I want to add a piece of ribbon across the left side of my card base, and I'm using some red liner double-sided tape to make sure my ribbon is secure. And this is a great alternative in case you don't have access to a glue gun. It's just a simple, non-messy way to add some ribbon to your cards. Next, I'm going to glue my piece of foiled vellum to my green card piece, and I'm using liquid adhesive to add tiny microscopic dots of glue behind the sentiment. Now the gold foil will hide any dry glue residue, but if you're new to crafting, just word of the wise, vellum is quite unforgiving when it comes to any type of glue. Most glue doesn't dry clear, so it's always best to hide your glue when you're dealing with vellum behind a sentiment or an embellishment of some kind. Now I'm tying a bow around my matted sentiment, and I'm going to mount everything to my card base with my Sticks to tape runner and also some foam adhesive. And I'm going to speed this process up, so I'll see you in just a bit. My card is now assembled, and I'm going to be adding my paper flowers on top and below my sentiment. And again, I love these paper flowers because you can really add your own personal touch to them. You can also layer them to get a fuller and more realistic effect, and I think that's really amazing. So once I glue my flowers down how I want them, I'll be embellishing the centers with some self-adhesive pearls, and I'll also be adding 3 pearls to the vellum sentiment. And with that said, I'm done with my card. Don't forget to check out craftstash.co.uk for amazing products and heaps of inspiration for your cards. I'm Janette Lane. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!